What is going on, Chief Hot Smoke? Back to you with another one. And Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel have been caught in a hot tub together, making out. Both are married. Dianna Russini has now been put on paid leave and won't be reporting on NFL games in 2026. But why did this happen? These sideline reporter chicks, they try to get with the head coaches. They try to hook up with them to get the better story, right? You don't really need a sideline reporter chick. It's basically pointless. They just put them out there as eye candy. A lot of these chicks will hook up with producers, hook up with their bosses to get to a better position in life. And this is reality. I think Dianna Russini, she just got caught with Mike Vrabel. I think this isn't the first time that she's hooked up with another coach before. The bad thing is both of them are married. And really, I could care less what they do with their personal life. But it's more so Dianna Russini's position and what she does to keep that position. It's not about talent. We talk about someone like me that comes on here and can do play-by-play, live streams. It sounds like exactly like the people on TV. But I say controversial things. And, I'm a big Trump supporter, so TV networks aren't going to take a chance on me for play-by-play. And I look at someone like Dianna Russini, who really has sucked her way to the top. I was on a vertical live stream a couple days ago, and I saw a chick on there selling feet pictures to get by. And people are actually paying big money for it. She's just showing 10 toes. I mean, some people make jelly jam, she makes toe jam. What these chicks do on here, and Dianna Russini is no different. A lot of them are just ass out with their hand out. That's exactly what they do, and that's exactly what Dianna Russini did. She bends over to keep her job. You saw it with Mike Vrabel. I'm sure there's going to be other stories coming out, but these sideline reporters, you got to watch out for them. You really do, because they'll try to hook up with you to get the better story. And like I said, you don't need a sideline reporter. These chicks basically say things that the play-by-play announcers say. All it is just eye candy to get people to watch right before a half or right after a half ends. A lot of times, these chicks just ask pointless questions, and the players are just messing with them behind them, just trolling them. They get the Gatorade dumped on them. It's just pointless. I just think at this point in time, NFL teams, if they're going to have a chick doing sideline reporting, make her 300 pounds. Make her to the point where she's so unattractive that players will give a real answer. They won't be stunned by an Aaron Andrews. And I just look at this like, what would I do if Andy Reid and Aaron Andrews hooked up? A standing ovation from my head coach. I'd be like, yeah, let's go, Andy. He hooked up with Aaron Andrews. And I'm sure that's what Patriots fans are doing with Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel. I ain't mad at Mike Vrabel. I'm more mad at Dianna Russini because I know her angle here. She's trying to hook up with coaches to get the better story. And, it's a competitive market. Talking about sports, you got to be the first one to report a lot of this stuff. So a lot of these times early on, for me, because I don't show my ass on here, I don't show boobs, I don't, have to do any of that stuff. I have to clickbait, really, to survive. I don't respect what Dianna Russini does. I don't respect really what any female sideline reporter does. They're not putting the research in. They're not watching the tape. A lot of them are just there for eye candy. They look good. They're attractive. I'm sure they get hit on a lot, and they have to hook up with a lot of dudes to get the best story. That's exactly what Dianna Russini did. We need to start hiring 300-pound BBWs to be sideline reporters. Hell, even put them in a uniform. Put the pads on them. Make them look like an offensive lineman out there. It's sad when you have to see people do this to get a better story to keep their job. And, I realize Dianna Russini's getting up there in age. She's probably 45, 50 years old, right? And, she's having to do things like this to keep her job. And now she's lost it because she wanted to hook up with Mike Vrabel in a hot tub. TMZ had the story. When you're a public figure like this, you better do things indoors because there's always someone with a camera. Everyone's got a phone these days. I can remember being in a street fight a couple years ago, and after a couple minutes of the fight and it's being over, it's broken up, I look around and there's 20 people with their cameras out. So, guys, that fight's probably on YouTube right now. These guys need to be aware of the situation. I don't feel sorry for Mike Vrabel. I don't feel sorry for Dianna Russini. I know exactly what her angle is. She's trying to get with the head coaches to get the better story. And it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the craft, to people like me who actually can do play-by-play, actually do reactions. I mean, I could do sideline reactions in my sleep. I could ask questions like that. It's so easy to do, especially when you have like a week to prepare in between games. What I do is way more real than anything Dianna Russini does. I mean, she's obviously had to suck her way to the top, and that's exactly what most chicks have to do on here. And for example, the chick I mentioned earlier who's selling feet pictures on here. These chicks don't want to get a real 9-to-5 job, ass out with their hand out. And that's exactly what Dianna Russini did. And that's exactly what 90% of these females on the Vertical Lives do. There's a couple on here that actually have really good content, but a lot of these chicks, they just answer questions from the chat. There is really no content. They like stretch and wear yoga pants and get like $100 in super chats, and it's just like no content at all. And then I think people like me that see that, it's just like, I don't understand it. I don't understand how people will act. So listen, be careful. If you're a public figure out there and you're with someone, make sure you do something indoors where you can't get caught. Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel obviously didn't care. I mean, they're in a pool together, just kind of relaxing, chilling, and they don't think anything's wrong. And now Dianna Russini won't be doing sideline reporting in 2026. She got too close. She got too deep. No pun intended. Mike Vrabel definitely hooked up with Russini, and we're seeing the blunt end of it. Guys, if you can, go check out my buddy Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Daniel does highlights on the NFL, MLB, NBA, hockey, Olympics, wrestling, any sport you name it. NBA playoffs are about to start. You're going to want those highlights because you can't see the games every single day. Go check him out. Also does Dodgers play-by-plays. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. That's Berry, Berri. Make sure you check him out. I'd appreciate it. Also, go check out my buddy The Cavecast, a Chiefs content creator who makes NFL draft content. If you like the NFL draft, go check out TJ and Mike. They run a good channel over there. Also, go check out my buddy R&J Podcast, a Chiefs content creator, a Raiders content creator, actually. Sorry about that, Jason. Who makes Raiders content, does a Sunday show with Christopher Raiders. So make sure you check them out. I'd appreciate it.